One of the most important things you can do this year is to set up an emergency fund with enough money in it to pay all of your bills for at least 6 months. Money that is accessible, safe, and secure in a bank account. Yes, you heard me right, and I know what you're thinking. Half a year's income. So here's the thing. Maybe you can't imagine being able to save $100 right now, let alone half a year's expenses. If that's the case, no worries. The secret to getting there is to start small. My grandfather used to always tell me, how do you get across the street? And he would always say, you take the first steps. So with that, I encourage you to take the first steps towards putting together an emergency fund. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We cover all things finance and real estate related. And if you're enjoying the video so far, do me a favor and tap the like button. It really helps to support and grow the channel. Alright, Joe, so let's say you make $1,000 your first contingency for your emergency fund. Just start with $50. Now it's time to figure out after that where and how you'll grow this account. So with that being said, my first recommendation is to dedicate 10% of your income straight into your emergency fund. Now this can be done weekly or as you get paid. Just save 10% of your paycheck. Now, if you're saying, Joe, that sounds great, but that's a bit steep. Too much for what I got going on at the moment. And if you're wondering, can you do it? I would say sure you can. But okay, if that's the case, start with 5% or even 1% and build up from there. The main idea, guys, is just to get started. My second recommendation is to make it automatic. Now for some of you out there, this is going to be hard, but I know you can do it. I would encourage you to make feeding your emergency fund, whatever that amount is, the very first bill you pay before anything else. This goes to the concept of paying yourself first. So once you've accumulated your first $50, go to your bank or credit union and open a savings account. Or another alternative is to open a free savings account online at a place such as Ally Bank. So after you open that account, set up an automatic deposit authorization. This will give your bank authorization to automatically transfer the amounts you designate. So this could be $10, $25, $100 or more from your checking account directly into your emergency fund on the exact day that you specify. Now, this is exactly what I do for my investment accounts on a weekly basis. And here's the secret, guys. You won't miss what you don't see in the first place. Alright, well maybe you missed it in the first few paychecks, but I promise you, soon you really will not miss it. I am so serious about that. You will learn to adapt. Now the next way you can build this emergency fund is to get rid of non-essentials. So give up little things such as cable TV, eating out all the time, gym membership, or maybe that landline phone you have but you never use. Just take a real look at non-essential expenses and see where you can cut back. Now maybe you don't go as extreme as getting rid of your cable provider or gym membership completely, but maybe you can shop around and or renegotiate for a lower fee. Now let's say that between all of your non-essentials you're able to collectively save $50 a month, which is very reasonable. Well, guess what, guys? You already have $600 saved over the course of a year. Next thing you can do is cut variable expenses. You can't cut off your utilities, you can't stop eating or give up driving. You can reduce the cost of food, energy, and fuel you buy. Opt for ways to save at the grocery store, find the cheapest gas station. Speaking of fuel economy, make sure your tires are properly inflated and your air cleaner is clean. All of these things impact your fuel economy, your miles per gallon. And if it's been a while, shop around on your auto insurance, your cell phone plan, and any other monthly expenses you may have. Turn out the lights, turn down that thermostat. I bring all these things up because if you're saving to yourself, I can't save any money. Well, guess what? These are all things that can be done today. And remember, guys, every little bit counts. It all adds up in the long run. Alright, Joe Dolls, my next suggestion is to stop paying bank fees. If you're paying $7.95 a month or higher for the privilege of maintaining an account, just stop it. Open an account at an online bank. They pay better interest rate usually, like Ally Bank, for example, that doesn't charge a monthly maintenance fee for checking or savings accounts. Or perhaps check with a local credit union for free personal checking accounts. Some banks like US Bank even offer free basic business accounts. My next suggestion is to pull back on debt or credit card payments. So stop sending more money than required each month to your credit card company, mortgage lender, or any other creditor. Before you throw your hands up and say, what is this guy talking about? I have to say that it's admirable that you're being diligent in repaying your debt, but if you continue to do this while living without money in the bank, well, guess what? You're setting yourself up to fall even deeper into debt. And if you're saying, well, Joe, well, how does that work? Something happens that you don't see coming, and trust me, it's always something. I've learned in life, something always happens. Something will always pop out of nowhere. Then let me ask you this, guys. How will you cover the cost of a new car starter or a refrigerator when yours suddenly goes out? I mean, the truth is, I can make a laundry list of all the things that would require you to fork over $50, $500 or more. What would you do if you spent every dollar to your name in a mad rush to pay down debt rather than creating an emergency fund? So here's the deal, guys. Your emergency fund is your financial lifesaver, especially while you are in debt and living paycheck to paycheck. Let's say you save up $75. That's a great start. Then wham, your car suffers a blowout. Your tire is shot and a new one will run you $200. But let's say the tire shop sells certified used tires for $50 each. You see how this works? Instead of putting another $200 on your credit card, you pay cash from your emergency fund for that $50 tire. After you pay $50 for the tire, you immediately go back to replenishing and growing your emergency fund. My next suggestion has to do with 401k and other retirement contribution, and that is stop at the match. So if you're contributing to a retirement account like a 401k or 403b without a healthy emergency fund as your safety net against having to borrow from that retirement account, don't stop contributing to the account, but adjust your contributions to the amount that your employer matches. And that's typically 3 to 5%. Now, you're not leaving free money on the table, but you will see more money in your paycheck that you can immediately direct towards your emergency fund. Here's the thing, guys. Remember, this is only temporary until you get your emergency fund set up where it needs to be. After your emergency fund set up, you can start pumping that extra money back towards your investment. Now, my final suggestion, and one that is overlooked, is to clean out and get rid of stuff that you aren't using. I don't know about you, but I have a ton of items around the house that I'm not using anymore. Now, some of these items I've donated to charity, but I would encourage you to take a look through your cupboards and closets. Identify everything you haven't used in the past 6 months. Turn what you don't need into cash using a website such as eBay, Craigslist, or apps such as OfferUp. And another alternative is to hold a yard sale. Add all the proceeds you can from this clean out to your emergency fund savings account. Put these money saving tactics into play and you'll be able to save your first $1,000 in record time. But don't stop there. One paycheck at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time. Soon you'll save $5,000, then $10,000 or more is set aside to keep you afloat during times of financial distress. If you found value in the video, do me a favor and tap that like button and share with others on social media. It goes a very long way in helping to support and grow the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content multiple times a week. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.